Alright, so welcome back. Some stuff that happened. Dude finally died. I forgot to actually strip the dude's clothing. That's something that's really important to remember to do while they're still alive. Because if they're dead, you'll always incur this penalty of having been worn by a corpse. So, unfortunately, I let this guy die and forgot to strip his corpse. Big mistake, especially early game mistake. Big mistake. We're gonna just actually bury this guy somewhere kind of out of the way, because we don't want to deal with chopping up a human corpse, though that is technically the best thing to do. Already working on the corpse here. I'm sorry, the grave, that's good. We are gonna, another thing I want to talk about is we built the 4 pillars, so now we can build the roof. And the way to do that is you go into the zones, you go to build roof area, and then you click and drag, basically. And he'll come back here and build a roof. And that's just like a really quick, keep this stuff out of the rain kind of solution. Although they'll still deteriorate, even though they're out of the rain and under a roof, because they're outside. So it's just sort of like taking, a little bit of the sting off it. Looks like we finally have that grave built. So we are going to actually throw this guy in the grave before we incur a bunch of, I just saw corpse penalties, which is real and does happen. I bet you it has happened recently. Observed corpse, -4. There you go. And this is a chance to get some meditative recreation in. You can like go and talk to the dead, which is like kind of like a nice meditative thing to do. Cold snap. So, let's see. Unusual cold snap. That happened also. Another thing that happened is a boar joined us, which is hilarious. And we'll see him come through in a minute. So it looks like we're going to have a nice little, 100 or so wood after God chops this all down and builds a roof, which is basically what our next goal is. Then we're going to use that wood and wall it off. So we're going to have a stone, little stone place, which is like nice, has a little table and stuff. And this will be our little hot spot to keep from hypothermia and stuff. Because it is quite cold out. Remember, 21 degrees, and we are naked. Although we have clothes on and we can simply wear the clothes. But we will incur a penalty from that. And it'll be a severe penalty if we actually wear all the clothes, which we are going to do just to see what the penalty is. Because sometimes you just got to know what stuff is. So -11, that's so bad. But if you go back to our hypothermia is going to be dropping now. 16%, you're going to see a drop. I think. Maybe, maybe not. There's that boar. Old boar. Well, at least it's not 17, I guess, is how I'll look at this. So we are going to actually get rid of those clothes. The thing that we really need to do, clothes-wise, is get 60 more clothes. So really, I want to hit another caribou. But we have a couple more meals left. And if these are going to spoil in 2 point... Well, we could just... we're just going to actually build this, because then we can bring the meals outside, and they'll last way longer. Because they'll be refrigerated. Actually frozen, because it's below 33 degrees. There's Mr. Boar. So now that the boar is here, we're going to actually turn on animal training. And look at CODs. Animal skill. 2. Not very good. So we'll fast forward this a little bit. So the official tribal brutality is, remember, random location, random world, even, and random settler. Random everything. Like, you should have no choice. It forces you to adapt to the most extreme ways. Most of your players are just going to die. Just flat out, and it's not your fault. Like, it's just impossible. They went crazy. COD's about to go crazy right now. See? We really need to make her drop that clothing, actually, on a serious note. Otherwise, this little playthrough will be done. So we are going to do that right now, actually. Bink, bink, bink. So, better to have the cold and naked. Is it even better to have cold and naked? I don't think it is, actually. Look at this. Oh, we're not cold anymore, so it is better now. You see our movement improving now, so that's good. Let's take a look. Slept on ground. We can't do anything about that. Observed corpse. That should bump off over the next couple hours. Slept in heat. That's not a good one at all. Unsightly environment. That's something we can do. Slept in heat really is something we shouldn't be dealing with on such a freezing cold thing. So that's something to keep in mind. Maybe we'll put the campfire in this room. So that first round of caribou meat that I never cooked just went bad. So to get you an idea of how long it takes. It's not very long at all. So we're gonna have her finish up this ceiling and basically just this little patio room. It's like outdoor area that's like kind of roofed off, porch area. And that just basically means her cutting down these trees. And look, we got more than 100 wood, I think. That's good. And we're not even done, look. Well, yeah, we basically are done. 16 wood. This, I don't even know if this will yield wood. 15. Oh, it did yield wood. Amazing. There you go. Alright, so in the morning, thankfully this is already under a roof, but it is outside still. So we'll still, you can see it's dropping, 149. But luckily it's not dropping very fast. Only a couple of them have been dropping actually. Most of them are still at perfect condition. That boar is eating my food. Bah humbug. I don't know how I'm going to keep that boar alive, to be honest. That boar might have to become food. So she's on to cleaning, which means she is basically done doing the important stuff. Oh, that's good. A little cargo pods. Right next to my base, actually. Wow, that's amazing. So we just got a bunch of milk, 60 plus milk, just from a cargo pod for nothing. So that's huge. That'll really contribute to our survival. Like I said before, we're going to want to wall off. This happened sooner than I thought it would. I'm actually pretty pleased by that. We're going to go ahead and wall off this one. We're going to want like 2 doors in one of the ends. And maybe like, yeah, 2 doors at one of the ends. That's good. So that might be more wood than we have. So we'll actually just, for good measure, throw down a couple more harvests. I'm gonna actually force her to. Oh, she's doing recreation. You don't want to screw with the recreation. If they're doing recreation, you're gonna be tempted to pull them off of it. But really, they really just need their recreation. You can't do that, or they really will break. And it's way worse to have them break than to occasionally be annoyed that they spend like an hour on recreation. It's really unreasonable of us to not let them do recreation. Unsightly environment. I mean, what? You can click down this little shape of this head to find out what's going on in the room. Drag it over here. There's like a little bit of dirt over here and here, so I could clean the room. But also, I think that... yeah, I could clean the room, I guess. I think these items in the room also take away from it. So anyway, I think we're going to end this episode here and pick up again in a minute. I'm going to have a couple things happen. Past, I'm probably gonna have these walls built, and I might have this, the milk might be food or something like that. So stay tuned, y'all. We going all night.